I am the biggest Ninja Creami advocate, and here are my favorite easy recipes. For a strawberry sorbet Ninja Creami, I'll take some frozen strawberries. Of course, you can use fresh, but I just keep a big thing of frozen. I'll really just add however much I want. You can measure out a serving if you want, or on here it technically says 10 pieces is a serving, but then I'm actually gonna push these to the side because I let the strawberries melt a little bit, and we'll check back on these for the next steps. It's a little bit later. I just take a knife, and now that the strawberries are a little bit thawed, I kind of just cut them up inside, being careful not to like completely scratch the container, of course. Someone commented saying that kitchen scissors would work really well for this, which makes so much sense. I just don't have any and I should probably get some. You could let them thaw outside the container, I know that, but I like when it thaws how it gets a little bit like juicy. So that's why I just leave it in the container, and then I don't have to dirty another bowl or cup or anything. Then I'll add just a little bit of milk. I don't measure it. You could do juice if you wanted. You could literally do water, but in my head, if I add milk, it makes it more like strawberries and cream, gives it a little bit of volume, you know? You could leave it plain. You could add sweetener. I am gonna go ahead and add a little bit of honey. Apparently I'm almost out. And just mix it all together. Now it looks like this, and it's ready to freeze. Time to try the strawberry sorbet. I really love this because it's a nice little frozen sweet treat, a little different than ice cream. We will actually use the sorbet button. After the first spin, it's always pretty powdery. And for the sorbets, I respin it a ton actually, because I feel like it just takes a lot of respins to actually get to a sorbet consistency. Second spin, a little less powdery. Now it's more like big chunks. This is it after 3 total spins. The sorbet's a little different. You can see how the border's like smooth and stuff, but it's still a little bit chunky in the middle. Then if I take it and kind of just like mash it down a little, I feel like is the best way to describe it. It's total sorbet consistency now. Like it's smooth and what I want, I feel like. I don't typically mix anything in the sorbets. It's so good. It only needs a little bit of liquid. It's mostly strawberries, and you'll kind of get to know how much sweetener you want or what kind of sweetener you like to put in it, because when it's plain strawberries alone, especially if they're just the frozen ones from the bag, sometimes it's a little sour, so the sweetener definitely helps. If you have fresh strawberries, I wonder if you'd have a sweeter taste. I'm sure quality of strawberries would make a difference in taste. When you want like a refreshing sweet treat, but like not necessarily like ice cream, this, so good. For a peanut butter Ninja Creami, I'll start with 1 cup milk. I like to use high protein milk. This is Mootopia, which is HEB's version of Fairlife. The reason I use 1 cup is because it is a serving and I'm not sharing this. If I wanted to make it more, I would just fill it up to the pint line, but I just want 1 cup. And then I will take a scoop of salted peanut butter protein powder. It's actually super easy to make a Ninja Creami from a base of milk and a good protein powder you like. This is actually something I do a lot, and you'll see in some of these recipes. I'll have all the protein powders linked below. I'll just add a scoop directly in there. I used to add PB Fit in next, but I find that after it freezes, the PB Fit sinks to the bottom and it kind of gets not really thoroughly mixed in the Ninja Creami, so I just stick with the milk and the protein powder, and I'll mix it all together till it's completely smooth. And then this one is good to go in the freezer. It is time for the peanut butter Ninja Creami. I forgot to show, but sometimes I like to just give them a little rinse in the sink to kind of warm it up a touch. Just put it on hot water and like rinse it a teeny bit. Regular light ice cream, just like normal. There's the first spin, just like normal. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it again. Respin. Second spin is good. It's kind of just like chunky. Now the mix-in for this, I started putting the peanut butter powder in as a mix-in, and it's so much better. I definitely think it enhances the flavor though. The protein powder is good, but I really like adding the powder. So I'll add 2 tablespoons, which is a serving. This is an 1/8 cup measurement because it's 2 tablespoons. When adding a mix-in, make sure there's like a hole down the center of the ice cream and add the mix-in directly in there so that it can get mixed and distributed throughout the entire ice cream, and it's not just mixed at the top. top. Typically I'll add something like chocolate chips, or I've done Reese's Pieces before. Really anything that would go good with peanut butter and peanut butter ice cream. So any sort of chocolate is always super good. And just to put pieces in here so it's not plain peanut butter if you want a little more. However, last week I tried this and it's so good and I'm gonna do it again. We are mixing in Nutella. Nutella and peanut butter, incredible. Same with this, 2 tablespoons is technically a serving. Nutella is pretty calorie dense, but I do need more fats in my day, and this is the perfect addition and tastes so good. So I'm mainly measuring it out because if I don't, I will want to put half the entire Nutella container in there. I will add a full serving of Nutella right in there. So we have the ice cream and then both the peanut butter powder and Nutella. And we'll do the mix-in feature. And this is what it looks like fresh out of the mix-in cycle. It is fairly mixed. Pretty good throughout, but I will just kind of like mix it with my spoon a little. And now this consistency is a little bit different than the chocolate ice cream. Like it's less typical ice cream. You know, like the chocolate ice cream you could tell like was smooth, like nice ice cream. This is a little bit different, and I think it's because of the mix-ins I added. It's almost a little more textured, but it is so good. It's more like soft serve. Either way, I love the idea of adding Nutella in here. A must try if you like Nutella. For a plain chocolate Ninja Creami, I will take chocolate Fairlife or your grocery store's version of Fairlife or any chocolate milk. This is just great because it's high protein and it's so chocolatey. The flavor is so good. I'm not gonna measure this one. I'm just gonna fill it right close to that pint line because I know I'm gonna be sharing it. So it will technically be 2 servings. Then I'll take some of this Jell-O pudding powder mix. This is the sugar-free, fat-free version, just because that was my preference. And I'll just add a good amount in here. I don't really measure it. And I will mix. Whoo! Make sure you start your mixer when it's in the liquid. I'll mix this together just until it's completely dissolved. But that is actually it for this one. I'm just gonna put the lid on and put it in the freezer. The chocolate pudding powder does add to the taste because it is chocolate, right? And I do feel like freezing and then making into ice cream, sometimes the flavor of things gets diluted, but this helps with both the flavor and the consistency. I somehow recorded this without the audio, but here we go. Let's try the chocolate ice cream. I'll just spin it on light ice cream like normal. All the milk-based healthy ice creams get spun on light ice cream first. Then it looks powdery, so we put it in for a respin. Doesn't quite look like it's there yet, so just judging by eye, we'll put it in for another respin, and it is good to go. Look at the texture. It is absolutely perfect. Look at how perfect that scoops. So perfect. Beautiful. I ordered like an extra pack of Ninja Creami containers and they came with ice cream spoons and the scooper I just used. Literally so good, and it is 2 ingredients. It is perfect. It is the perfect chocolate ice cream base. I eat this normally just plain, but you could mix in anything you want. If you are not new to my channel, you know that I have protein coffee every single morning, and I've been getting questions about how that would taste in a Ninja Creami, and we're gonna find out. I have yet to try it, but I really wanted to try it in this video and finally answer that question. So I'm gonna put the mixture together exactly how I would as if I was just gonna make the protein coffee. First, we'll start with 1 cup milk. Pour this right in there. I'm gonna have to remember that I have to try this in the morning and not at night because I'm using real espresso. I'll add 1 scoop of caramel latte protein powder. I seriously just love the taste of this stuff. This is what I have every single day. Froth it together, of course. Blends so nice, so quick and easy. And then we will brew a double shot. We'll give it a little stir. Add that right into the mix. And I do want to add a little sweetener just because of what I said before. I'm afraid it's gonna make it more unsweet after it goes through the ice cream process. Then we'll mix that up one more time and freeze it. It's time to try the protein coffee Ninja Creami. It's the morning, obviously, so this is gonna be my first coffee of the day. It smells just like it should. Just like how when I normally make my protein coffee, this is what the top looks like. And the sides, let's do it. I always do the milk and protein base on light ice cream, so we'll do that for the protein coffee. This is after 1 spin, just as expected. So now we respin. This is after the second spin. I honestly think I want to do one more. It looks still a teeny bit crumbly in there. I like to scrape the sides because I feel like sometimes the ice kind of collects there and doesn't necessarily get mixed in. So I like to scrape this so that it gets mixed in and then there's no ice chunks. And one more. I hope I didn't do too much. Look at how perfect and creamy this is. Oh my goodness. Perfect texture, as always. It tastes exactly like my iced coffee, so that's a good thing because I do love it. I literally feel like it tastes like if you were to buy a coffee flavored ice cream from a store. Like I've had my fair share of coffee flavored ice cream and I've always loved it. I haven't had any the past few years though, but this, I know sometimes coffee flavored ice cream, it'll be like a Java chip and they'll like do mix-ins and stuff. So you totally could mix stuff in here. I just didn't really know like what I wanted to, but it's nice because there is still 2 shots of espresso in here. So like I'm having it on a Sunday morning. This is still gonna be like coffee, like start my day or whatever, but it's really good. I would give this like a 9 or 10 out of 10. I don't know what I would improve about it to make it better. I think the flavor's really good. The consistency is really good. It's amazing. For an acai bowl, or you can do different variations of a smoothie bowl, I'll take 1 packet of these acai frozen berry blends. Then I have frozen ripe bananas. Take a ripe banana so that it's sweet. I like to just use half. Then I'll add just a few strawberries and a few blueberries. This is all personal preference. And I'm actually gonna let this sit out just like the strawberry sorbet and let it melt a little, mainly so I can mash it and mix it all together so that it's better for the machine. And it's later and this has melted quite a bit. I'm gonna literally take the knife and just kind of cut through things and try to mash it together a little bit. The only reason I do it like this is because it is better for the machine. Whole frozen berries are a little bit more harsh, so just kind of cutting everything together. For smoothie bowls, I typically just add a little water, not really milk or anything, but you could probably do any liquid. I mean, I added milk to the strawberries, and I'm gonna add a little bit more honey. Mix this all together, and time for the freezer. Time to try the acai bowl. And we will press Smoothie Bowl for this one, of course. First spin is always pretty powdery. We'll re-spin it. Here's the second spin. I think we'll do one more. We're getting there, I promise. Okay, smoothie bowls and sorbets definitely take some more spins. I think we'll go one more. The top looks smooth and stuff, so what I'm gonna do is pat it down just like I did with the strawberry sorbet. Let's see if it's ready. See, like that looks like a good consistency for a smoothie bowl. I'm wondering if I should use a little more liquid or even throw in like a scoop of yogurt to make it thicken up a little. It's still like a good texture. You know, it's like a smoothie, but more hard almost, more sorbet-like. Now how I like to eat these is, it is great if you have leftover fruit to put fruit on top. I don't have any, but I will take a nice hunk of peanut butter, plop it right in there, and of course, add granola. This is homemade granola. I'll link the recipe. So easy and quick. Now that is how I like my smoothie bowls. Bonus points if you can find like a cinnamon flavored nut butter. That's the best. So good. I do think though, add a little scoop of Greek yogurt in there. Might help with the texture. Even add a little bit of protein, then you're probably better off. The next Ninja Creami we're gonna make is a cinnamon toast crunch slash, you can kind of do this with any good protein powder flavor that you like. An easy go-to recipe if you're trying to get in more protein or you have a protein powder you really like, you think it might taste good in ice cream. I have this one that is cinnamon toast crunch, and I've done this kind of recipe with a couple different protein powder flavors that just seem like they'd be good. So I will take 1 cup of milk, just like normal, 1 serving, pour it right in. Then I'll go ahead with the protein powder, 1 full scoop, whatever size your scooper comes with your protein powder. Mix it together. A good quality protein should have no issues mixing together. That's why I really love First Form. Add a teaspoon of vanilla. I feel like vanilla really helps kind of just bring out the flavors. A little sweetener of your choice. I'm just doing 2 stevia packets. And then because this is cinnamon toast crunch, of course I'll add some extra cinnamon, however much you want. And then I will just remix this together and it's good to go. I've done the same exact recipe with this Magical Charms protein powder that's supposed to kind of be like the Lucky Charms marshmallow flavor. So just take whatever your favorite protein powder is. If it's a good flavor, add it to milk, add a little vanilla, a little sweetener, cinnamon if it's a cinnamony flavor, and it turns out to be a great ice cream. And it's just such a nice way to get in more protein, especially at the end of the day if you're looking back and you're like, wait, I am like so short on my protein today. What better way than a fun sweet treat? Ice cream? Like literally, this is gonna be amazing. Time for the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Ninja Creami. Here's what it looks like. We'll spin it on light ice cream. After one spin is all powdery, so of course we'll go in for a second. Respin. The consistency is kind of like crumbly, a little chunky, but it is getting to a smoother texture, so we'll add in the mix-ins. It would totally be so fun to mix in actual Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, but I don't have any, and I think Teddy Grahams would also be really fun. I've done this before, actually. And we'll go for a mix-in. This is what it looks like after the mix-ins added. So you can see it not only mixed in, but it did make the texture better. It's not crumbly anymore, which is why I didn't respin it again, because I knew the texture would figure itself out as it mixed in the Teddy Grahams. Let's try it out. This one is definitely very cinnamony. This is very sweet. Honestly, maybe next time I make it, I'll do a little less sweetener added. Of course, we have to do a Ninja Creami with a plain, strong vanilla base. I love this because you can mix in so many different things and really customize it to how you want. I'm gonna start with 1 cup of milk, just like normal. A lot of people will do a vanilla flavored protein shake. That's also a really great way to go about this. However, I don't always keep bottles or containers of protein shakes on hand, so I'd have to go buy that. And I love protein powders, but the shakes, if you individually buy them, add up to be a little bit more. So it really just depends how you wanna go about it. Easy route, take some milk, add a teaspoon of vanilla, your sweetener of choice. Just like always, I'll do 2 stevia packets. Then adding some of this vanilla jello pudding powder. I really just eyeball it, maybe do like a tablespoon or a little more than that. If you end up using too much, just a warning, it will end up tasting a little powdery, like you'll be able to tell it in the texture once you make the actual ice cream. I have made that mistake before, so just be careful, don't overdo it. Then I'll mix it all together, and just like that, it's ready to freeze. After it's frozen, we'll decide what kind of mix-in we want to choose, because this, you can really make it into anything. You can add Oreos to make it cookies and cream. Options are endless. A solid vanilla base is great to have, and stuff you'd already have in your house, chances are. Except maybe this, you might have to buy this. But like vanilla, sweetener, milk, you know? Time for the plain vanilla based Ninja Creami. This is how it looks frozen. And spin it on light ice cream like normal. First spin is powdery like normal, so we respin. The second spin is still pretty powdery, so I actually think I'm gonna spin it a 3rd time. I usually do the mix-ins right now, but it just looks like really powdery, so just judging by eye, I'm gonna throw it in there one more time. Respin. It seems a little bit better. I'm still a little worried, but I don't want to keep respinning it too many times before I add the mix-ins. For the mix-in, because it's literally vanilla ice cream, you could do anything. You could do a sort of cookie, a sort of like candy, a fruit even. What I'm gonna do is I actually have these birthday cake protein bars, and I know a lot of people don't think protein bars taste good, but I actually do like these and enjoy these. So I'm gonna cut up one of these and put it in there. Not only is it like covered in chocolate or whatever, so it's tasty and good in ice cream, but it's also another 20 grams of protein, which is a plus. Just throw the pieces right on in. Mix-ins. Here's what it looks like, much better. For the taste test, very good. Honestly, this vanilla base is so good. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people use vanilla protein shakes for a vanilla base, and that's probably amazing. But if you don't have that or don't want to spend the money on it, literally milk, vanilla, and jello pudding powder will get you so far. And then any mix-in, like this is good. And I don't make this enough. Obviously, I like the mix-in because I like the protein bar, but you cannot go wrong with a vanilla mix-in, and this is such a good base. Definitely recommend. Try it out.